Hi, everybody. Jason with Synco. Great to be here with all of you. At Synco, we are completely obsessed with improving team communications at property management companies. And after hundreds and hundreds of conversations, what I can tell you is that there's a lot of need here. Here's what we've seen through those conversations. Number one, if you look at a typical property management professional, they receive 300 plus emails in their inbox a day. Number two, everyone's using a different system. So you got emails, some people are getting texts, some people are getting Teams messages, you even have plenty of people down at the site level using WhatsApp. It's chaos, and that makes it very difficult to find information. So whereas on your Yardi system, for example, your resident system, it's very easy to be able to find rent payment history, very difficult to find conversations amongst the team that related to that property or unit. Which makes onboarding new members hard, right? A new onboard, you don't want to just have to be forwarding 100 emails to a new team member. That's not great. And as we all know, high turnover makes everything worse. So why is this happening? Well, what's interesting is if you look at the rest of your property management stack, and everybody who just preceded me up on this stage, all the solutions you're using are purpose-built for this industry. Every single one. No one's running their inspections on Microsoft Excel. No one's doing their accounting on Quicken. But if you look at communications, you're using the same generic communications solutions that the dentist's office is using, that the bowling alley is using, texting and email. It's not built for this industry, and that's why we're having this much pain. So that's where Synco comes in. Synco is a centralized, real-time communications platform that is built only for the multifamily industry. So what does Synco do? First of all, it gets everybody onto one system from boiler room to boardroom. Number two, it stops overflowing inboxes. Number three, it's organized the same way that your PMS is organized, and it connects into your PMS and your other systems. It's everywhere you need to be in all your devices, and it maximizes your centralization efforts. So I'll touch briefly on how we do these things. So number one, we think the way a PMS thinks. So every conversation on Synco between your team can be linked to a building and a property, and that means when you bring on a new property manager, on that first day, just as easily as they can go and see the rent payment history for Unit 4B at the Parker, they can see the team communication history for that same unit. Number two, right now you're living in a world with overflowing inboxes. And the reason is because either you're CC'd on something and it's just bombarding your inbox and you don't really need to know about it, or you're not CC'd on it and you have no idea about it, and so you're sending the famous, "Where are we on this email?" And that results in just more emails. But with Synco, we've replaced that with transparency and control, where a user has the ability to determine what are the things that I want in my inbox by topic, but maintaining access to all the other things. So being able to drop in on the conversations that are important, but not urgent that they receive every individual message. It's superior. One of the things that we've spent a lot of time on is building an app that even at the lowest levels of the organization is easy and delightful to use. And we really honed in on an interesting problem, and that is language barriers within our space. So what we've built is real-time language translation. So in this case, you have Jorge, who's a native Spanish speaker. He goes on Synco. He literally just speaks a message. It gets real-time translated for Linda, who receives it in English, responds in English. Jorge receives it back in Spanish. It breaks down communication barriers and makes it that much easier to use. AI, drink, Patrick. So we've built in some great use of AI that's specific to this industry. It summarizes conversations and brings you right up to speed and gives your management team the ability to quickly see across properties, across units, what's going on, what's important at any given time. We also think that something that's really important in any communication tool is to be able to bring in external parties, whether it's your clients, your vendors, your partners, what have you. And the problem is you can't dictate what communication system that they use. But we've built something very elegant at Synco where they are brought in just simply by email. They don't even know what Synco is. They just respond to an email, and their response comes right into Synco as if they were using the software. We're integrated with the leading PMS systems. We work symbiotically, so instead of the current world where you're texting, you're emailing, now you're retyping into your PMS. Click a button, it gets pushed right into a resident file or right into a work order. All those notifications come right into Synco. The other thing that's interesting is all your other systems, everybody who came up here before me, all of their systems, they generate a lot of email, notifications, alerts, reports, et cetera, and all of those get sucked automatically into Synco, all in one place. It's a no-code solution. It's available on the first day that you start Synco. It's really elegant. And finally, I would say that many of you have centralization efforts up and running. I would argue that it's very difficult to get the most out of those centralization efforts when all of your communications are diffuse and different. Just ask my buddy Jim, centralization master, who you'll hear from tomorrow, and Synco user. So it really helps those as well. So that's it for me, but I hope you come and see us. We'd so much more to Synco. We'd love to show you all the things that we're building. Thank you.